Huh? Okay. Not, huh? I can't tell. Turn around. Hey. We can move this. Put it down. We can back it up, so. I can't see that light, friend. I can't see it. Hi. I am like so excited. Let me know if you're here. If you are inside of the group, you can join the private group. And you can be like in the studio with me, engage with me, like actually talk to me. Or you are watching on Facebook, which this is only for tonight. If you're on Facebook, my regular channel, that's cool. But I just want to give you a sneak peek of what we're about to be doing for the next week. So, like I said, if you're in the group, say what's up, hi. I see that I have a user. How are you? Don't tell me your name. But come on in. I'm like really excited for tonight. I got a lot of great things to share. And yeah, I got cute for the night because although we are virtual, I am alive and in the flesh. I'm dressed up. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to teach this thing. I'm ready to pour out, y'all. Like I've been like anticipating this day. So say what's up. Say hello. I got my assistant in the back. And she's going to be reading off any comments that you may have so that I can see your comments. I'm also on YouTube, friend. All right. Hi. We'll get started in about 3 minutes. Hey, Charlene. Hey, brother. Hi. I'm so excited. So, like I said, on Facebook, we're just here like one night only. What's the song? Dream Girls, one night only. I'm only here for one night on my Facebook channel. But if you see me, you like what you hear, you can join the private group and get like exclusive content. Hi, Alicia, my Trinidad babe. How are you? See, I look like a real teacher, don't I? This is what I do. Alicia, I am so excited too, girl. I'm ready to pour, okay? You're talking about, let's get this tea. I got my tea ready. I'm ready to dish some tea on myself. Dish some tea on you, help you get free, help you get delivered, help you to heal these traumas, these pains that we've been carrying around, and help you to understand what's been happening in your body, your emotions, and all of that great things. Like, I am like so psyched. Oh my God. I'm going to give everybody like 2 more minutes, and then we're here. We're here. It's Monday. Happy Galentine's Day to all my gals. Happy Valentine's Day to all of you out there. Those of you who are in relationships, those of you who are not like myself, but it's all good in the hood. All right, we're happy, we're content, we're walking in our purpose. Hopefully that's what you're doing. Living your best life. So happy Valentine's Day to you. Happy Love Day to you. And what better way to celebrate Valentine's Day than to heal, than to invest in you. Like I saw one of my friends, like, she don't have a boo right now, but she bought herself some flowers. So what did you do? You got 1 minute to tell me what you did for Valentine's Day for yourself, for my singles. What y'all do? I know what I'm doing. I'm giving. So that's my Valentine's Day to you guys. So what y'all got for Valentine's Day, or what you got yourself? Miss Maisha, let me know if you got any commentary back there. All right. Charlene has to join the group. What's up, girl? I'm going to let you in. I'm going to let you in this group because it's only for one night. It's only for one night that you get to see me on here. All right, y'all. It's 7:10 and I'm ready. Like, okay, so let's just go. Let's just go ahead and do it. All right, so let me pull out my notes. What do I want to do? Give me un momento. Let me get my notes ready. I want to pray first as well, because that's just what we do. Okay. So, Father, we thank you. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you. I welcome the heart of a father into this place. I welcome the surgeon. I welcome the one who is the lover of our life, the lover of our soul. God, I pray that those that did not know you before, or were kind of stale or stagnant in their relationship, or just didn't know where they were, that they're going to have an encounter with you. I thank you that whatever voids we've had, you're getting ready to fill. I thank you that you're getting ready to expose, because whatever we feel is what you want to deal with and what you want to heal. I thank you for all you have done. I thank you for bringing us to this moment. I thank you, Lord God, that just like me, with my divine encounter with you, my life changed forever. So whatever you want to do tonight, whatever you want to say tonight, let them see you and not me. God, I pray that all their mess will be made a message. All of the mess, all of the things that has been in their life, the things that have happened, you're going to turn their ashes into something beautiful. And I'm so excited for how you're going to connect the dots. I'm so excited, God, for what you did for me, you're going to do for my sisters that are on this in the clinic. So I welcome the surgeon as I'm their clinician tonight. God, I'm here to assist you as you work through me. So I'm excited, God. Let's do it. Amen. Okay. Can y'all tell how excited? I am geeked right now. Okay. Let me add my screen here. So Ms. Maisha, I can't see anything that's happening behind the scenes, but you got it. You got it. So I'm going to share my screen. Share screen, share, and it's going to be this one, share screen. Let me know if you can see my screen. Give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? All right. So about me, okay, I am Tiara Griffin. I am your Heal Her relationship coach. I am your, what's the word I'm looking for? Attachment relationship coach. I help you heal from daddy issues so that you can have successful relationships. One thing that we're going to really focus on, well, all of them we're going to touch on, but your relationship with God is important. Your relationship with others are important. Your relationship with your father is important. Your relationship with yourself is so vitally important, and your relationship with money. And all of these relationships in our life are jacked up when our first relationships were out of whack. When our first relationships were insecure, when our first relationships were sucky, if our first relationships were poor, it is the foundation. It's the epicenter for every of the relationship in our life. So I am your healer relationship coach, and I come to help you heal your relationships. Okay, and I'm your clinician for the week. So I'm so glad that you visited the clinic, because if you come to the clinic, you know that clearly there's something wrong, and because there's something wrong, it's not a bad thing. We're going to get into it, but you get to heal. It's so exciting. Okay, so I am an author. I wrote Tears of an Orphan Heart in 2020, and I also created a journal. Can they see my journals in the back? Can y'all see my book in the back and my journal? So these are my two releases, Return to Your First Love. Don't you love the hearts and all of that beautiful thing? And I'm an author. I'm sorry. My sinuses, come on, get it together. And I have a program, a coaching program that I'm going to tell you all about, which is heavy on the healing from daddy issues to dating. Listen, my love life sucked, and I knew that that was a problem. Born and raised in Charleston, South Carolina, I am the eldest of four, raised in a single parent home. I am a YouTuber. I am an influencer. Accountant by nature, but by purpose and passion. I want to help women heal. This is the epitome of my life. Literally, I realized that I had daddy issues in 2015, and I'm going to give you a definition for daddy issues, but I learned that I had daddy issues in 2015. Make sure y'all talk to me, because I want to talk. I want to talk. I want to answer your questions and all of that. Okay, so I realized in 2015 that I had daddy issues, And I had literally an encounter with God. Like, that doesn't happen for everybody, but for me, it happened like that. I literally was in a relationship with this guy who I should not have been in a relationship with. And he told me that I had to go home. And I was like at my wits' end because I could not understand, why do my relationships keep failing? I'm trying new things. I'm going into new relationships, taking the good and leaving the bad. Like, I'm waiting 90 days to have sex. I got all of these rules, regulations, these policies and procedures, and it's still not working. Can anybody attest to that? Can you attest to that? Like, you've tried everything and it's still not working. Your relationships are still failing. You still don't like yourself. You still don't know yourself. You in a relationship with God is like literally hanging on by a string because you know you shouldn't have slept with him, but you did anyway. Like, let's be honest. How many of you? How many of you? So that's what was happening in my life. Okay. So what happened after that was I was laying in the bed and the guy was like, you got to go home. And like I said, at my wit's end. And God literally asked me, this was my encounter, because sometimes me doing this is just God revealing it to you. But he did it for me. He said, you want to know why your relationships keep failing? I said, please, if you would like to share, please, if you care to share, please let me know what's happening. Why are my relationships failing? And he said, you're expecting every man to be your dad. You have a daddy issue. You have a father wound. I was like, say what? Like, first of all, what is that? What is a daddy issue? What is a father wound, right? And he began to tell me, he didn't even tell me that day. So of course I'm sobbing on the bed because now I just uprooted my life to come to Chicago. Now I'm heading back to Charleston. And he said, I want you to forgive your dad. I said, you want me to what? You want me to do what? You want me to forgive my father? He said, yeah. He said, write your dad a letter and tell him all the things that he did. How did it make you feel in all of this? So listen, when you're at the place in your life where you're like, something has to give, it has to be more to life than this. When you're at the point to where you're like, listen, if I don't do something different, I'm literally going to lose it all. That's where I was. So I didn't care what God told me I had to do. I didn't care what nobody else told me I had to do, because I was ready to make a change in my life. So I came home, wrote my dad a letter. Me and my dad communicated. We had a great conversation. And I started to really forgive him. I started to walk in grace, and everything else started to unfold in my life. And we'll get to the benefits later. So that's my story in a nutshell. So the agenda for the next 5 days. Number one, day one, we're going to get into it. The math ain't mathin'. You know, like, daddy issue just really ain't making sense. My failed relationships really ain't making sense. Why I can't say no to people is not really making sense. What is my attachment style? I took the love languages quiz, and now I know that I like touch, but the touching ain't leading to no relationship. The touching ain't leading to no connection. We still asking for the Wi-Fi code in our love life. We're still going to these different places. What's your Wi-Fi? What's your love languages? How do we do this? It's still not connecting. Let's make it make sense. All right. Then day two, we're going to get into F you, heal anyway. And I don't mean F you, I mean forgive you. Forgive yourself, forgive them, forgive him, forgive whoever you need to forgive. And I got to heal anyway, because forgiveness is up to you. So we're going to talk about not needing an apology. We're going to talk about forgiving yourself, and we're going to talk about what unforgiveness does in your body, your health. If you have a lot of health conditions, or you have pain in your body and XYZ, and the third, we're about to get into it, because your unforgiveness could be causing your digestive issues. We'll get into it, okay? Day three, the break room. And I don't mean like take a break room. I'm talking about the break room. Have you ever went to like the smash room, and you take a sledgehammer and you're breaking everything up in the room? Your emotions need a safe place to be expressed. And we're going to break some soul ties. We're going to break some negative cycles. We're going to break some negative patterns. And we're going to break through the ground so you can finally blossom into the woman that you want to be. Is this good so far? Because I'm excited about what's getting ready to happen. Okay. Day four, know your worth and add tax. Your worth is something that has to be discovered. Your worth is something that must be that you must unbury. You must go look for. You must learn about. Because for me, I didn't really know what my worth was, and I didn't find out my worth until I studied it. I didn't find out my worth until I started listening to videos, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, I gotta do some of that, or my worth looks like this, and etc. So we're gonna get into that. And then day 5 is gonna let your soul glow. And I definitely mean coming to America, let your soul glow. It's not your hair just gonna be glowing, but your soul is getting ready to glow. You're about to come up. Whenever anybody connects with me, is because their life is getting ready to glow up. So I'm ready to help you glow up. We'll get into the benefits of healing. We will talk about our worth, our confidence, and all of these great things. So I'm super excited. So let's define daddy issues. If you are attracted to emotionally unavailable or narcissistic men, come on, don't front me, because this is your healing on the line, all right? This is your love life on the line. Your relationship with yourself, especially on Valentine's Day, while you're sitting in your bed watching me, is on the line, and you know something needs to change. You most likely have daddy issues. You subconsciously attract and are attracted to men that highlight any unresolved issue. Now let's pause for the cause for a minute, because when I got into relationships, y'all, I literally thought, do I have any comments? Anybody talking to me? Should I say hello? What's up? Can I take a break? Let me talk to y'all real quick. And I literally just jumped into it because I feel like I'm gonna find, like, it's like shut up in my bones. So what they saying? What they saying? Okay. Okay. All right. So let me get back into it. All right. Can you see my screen? Let me know if you can see my screen. All right. So when I got into my relationship, y'all, I thought relationship was just going to heal me and all my troubles would go away. My loneliness. Let me take a sip of tea. Hold on. All right. I thought my loneliness was going to go away. I thought all of my insecurities were going to go away. I thought all of the damage, all of the baggage that I brought into my relationship, I literally thought it was just going to dissolve because I was in a relationship. Shut up and keep on talking, because what happened was my relationship exposed every single flaw of mine. Like, literally, these young men were pulling things out of me that I didn't even know was there. My insecurities were still there. That lack of love that I had for myself was still there. Me being incomplete and being desperate and clingy and needy, these things were still there. Like, literally, I was learning me in relationships. So I've heard, if you really want to get to know you, get into some relationships. And I don't just mean romantically, get you some good friends, because these things need to come up. All right. So you subconsciously attract or are attracted to men that highlight any unresolved issues that you have in both the relationship and or lack thereof with your father or significant male figure from your childhood. This quickly becomes an addictive pattern. It creates an illusory feeling of comfort due to familiarity, but also it creates an underlying feeling of dis-ease, like disease, but like dis-ease. You don't have easement, you don't have comfort, you're not safe, you're not fulfilled. With a disease, your body is out of alignment. With a disease, there's something foreign in your body that's causing some pain in your relationships, okay? Which is why you've always giving and trying to be good enough, and it doesn't seem like it's working out. All right. So you never feel like it's the right relationship unless you're feeling insecure, competitive, jealous. Like, you don't think that it's the right one until you feel some toxicity. Isn't that crazy how we be in relationships and we don't feel like it's the right one, or he cannot be it, or he ain't the one, because I literally, we don't feel like it's the one if it's good. We don't feel like he's the one if we're growing. But if it's toxic, if he's talking down to me, if I gotta chase him, if I gotta call him 10 times, oh yes, he's the one, but not the one that wants you. That's something that's going on internally. Okay. So you don't feel like it's a right relationship unless you're feeling insecure and you need him to feel you, or if you're competing with other things in his life, jealous, toxic, riveted with what's familiar, abuse, shutting down, distant. Like you have something to chase after and prove. You gravitate towards relationships that keep you on your toes instead of relationships that are mutual, meaningful, and solid. Is this anybody in the room? Literally. I realized I had daddy issues not only when I was laying on that bed getting ready to come home, but I realized I had daddy issues when I used to watch the Cosby Show and be like, man, I want a love like that. Like, I want a dad to talk to me like that. I want a dad to see me like that. Like, this is what I want from a father. This is what I want from a dad. Did y'all watch like the Cosby Show and Family Matters and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Like, do y'all remember when Will Smith was literally crying on that show when his dad like left him without saying anything? Daddy issues troubles our spirits. It troubles our souls. It makes me feel like I'm so inadequate. It makes me feel like I'm so less than. I'm unimportant. I'm unlovable. You left and didn't say bye? I must not have been worth it. You didn't show up for our appointment. You didn't come to my games. I must not have been worth it. So we start people pleasing. We start trying to prove. We start performing. Come on, y'all. Like, I know it's in the room because it was me. I am all of this. I was all of this and more. And more. And freaking more. Okay, so let's get into it. So when we're going to come to the math ain't mathin', we're about to get into what your experience is. Because when you come to the clinic, right, you don't need to, but when you come to the clinic, you're coming because you want to be treated. You're coming because my body is off. Something is not right. Something is not right. Like, I used to can walk on my leg, now I'm limping. Or I'm used to remembering things, now I'm not quite remembering. Or my heart is starting to beat irregularly. I'm coming because there's some type of irregularity. Sometimes you got to slow that thing down. There's some type of irregularity in my life, in my soul, in my heart. Something is off. My relationship keep failing. This is not normal. I don't love myself. This is not normal. I've had low self-esteem. This is not normal. I've been anxious and I've been depressed. This is not normal. So you come to the clinic and the doctor says, tell me what's going on. What's going on? And you say, listen, I'm interested in much older men, like men who are way older than me, because I'm looking for that security. I'm looking for that stability. I'm looking for a man that got some money so he could take care of me, a man to be a provider because I never really had that. Or my dad was a great provider, so I'm looking for men just like that, because although you had a great dad, you can still have daddy issues. And daddy issues, again, is women who have daddy issues are women whose father was in their life, or men listen, don't get it twisted. Men can have daddy issues too. Theirs just show up a little bit differently. They got anger issues. They sleep around. Women do too, but it may look a little bit different, but it's the same issue and the same symptoms. So they might not be interested, but if he got a mother wound, he will be interested in older women who always do for him. And you find yourself in these relationships where it's more like a parent-child, parental than spousal. And you taking care of him, and you washing his clothes, and you doing everything for him, making sure. And don't get me wrong, because there should be a balance in everything that we do. But when it becomes not normal, where he don't want to go to work because you're taking care of him, where he don't want to become better because you're taking care of him. But that's mommy issues. But mommy issues is directly related to daddy issues. God told me the reason why he said, your father's absence led to your mother's absence. My mom, I was raised by a single mother, but my mother also worked a lot. My mom had some daddy issues as well, but she also worked a lot. So I didn't get to see my mom much, but my mom tried to be at everything that I had going on. But mom was a little absent too. So that nurturing value, that safe place wasn't always cultivated. Come on, y'all. Come on, okay? So, okay, doctor, I'm clingy. And you got to be able to admit this. You got to, if you live in denial that these are the symptoms in your life, you can't get healed because you won't go to the doctor. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I don't got no daddy issues. Let's go back because I was explaining what daddy issues. So it's a trauma to the soul, to your mind, your will, and your emotions, where there's now an infection in me emotionally that is spreading to the way that I think, that's spreading to the way that I feel, and it's spreading to my actions and what I do. So if your father was emotionally unavailable but present, he was at home, but he was drinking. He was at home, but he was beating your mama up. He was at home, but he worked a lot. Yeah. Or he was absolutely unavailable. Like he just was not in the picture at all. Like he was completely absent. Not home at all. On and off relationship. Every blue moon, dad, he came around every blue moon. This will cause emotional wounds in your soul. Okay? So let me get back to it. So you're clingy, possessive, protective, and needy. Or you consistently demand reassurance of love because your caregiver was inconsistent and unpredictable. So you're always seeking reassurance, or you're always asking your relationship or your partner, are we okay? Do you still love me? Do you love me today? Do you choose me? He has to tell you this every single day, because if he doesn't tell you, he has to tell you this every day. And if he's not telling you this, you feel less than, you feel like you're in a deficit. You're always needing validation. You are a validation junkie. And when I say junkie, I want you to think about like don't take no offense, but like a crackhead, like a junkie. Like they always need that fix. You always need that validation. You always need that reassurance. And you constantly need acceptance. All right. You attract abusive partners. You seem to want a lot of sex. You crave sexual contact to feel secure. You fear abandonment and rejection and being alone. You feel you have to prove yourself and build a case as to why you are worthy of love. I mean, that was me. I was always building my case on why you should love me, why you should choose me over your other relationships. Look at me, I'm good enough. Look at me, I'm worthy to love. Choose me. You fear you're not good enough. You are attracted to emotionally unavailable men. With each rejection, every time he rejects you, you want him more and more. Performing, people pleaser, perfectionist. You are in a codependent relationship enabling bad behavior, and their mood affects you. If he's not happy, you're not happy. Even if it ain't got nothing to do with you, he's thinking about completely something different. And if his mood if he's in a bad mood, now you in a bad mood. Codependent. Excuse me. Let's see. You struggle with trust issues, trusting others and yourself because you made bad decisions in the past, or somebody else let you down. So now you don't want to trust anybody. Good boys bore you. Good guys bore you. You want, like I was, you want the man that's in the church, but you want him to still be a thug at heart. Mm-hmm. You assume the worst case scenario. He's no longer interested when the man just might be working. He cheating. Well, he may not, but you have polarized thinking. You always jump to conclusions. It's always the worst case scenario. You don't ever think about the good. You always try to put it back on yourself like it may be your fault, or you put it back on yourself like there's something that I could have done or something I could have done better. You put it back on yourself. Maybe he just doesn't want me. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I didn't do enough. Maybe I don't have enough. Okay? So you learn to feel for people's emotions, and it dictates what you do next. You're afraid to be yourself. Speak up for yourself. You have low self-esteem, low self-worth, low self-confidence, and low self-love. Like you don't feel worthy until he does something. You don't feel worthy unless he tells you. And it's not self-esteem based at all. It's him based. Yours, mine's, ours. It's our self-esteem, right? You lack identity. You don't know who you are or who you are without them. So you have a low sense of self. Everything you are is because of him. Everything that he likes, you like. Every place that he goes, you want to go. His friends are your friends. There's no individuality. And you fear not being accepted. Okay? This is how you look in relationships. How many, listen, this was me. Every chance I got, you love me. All right. So that's literally what we be looking like. Here's some other symptoms. Yeah, I had some notes on here. I don't know where my notes at, but I'm just going to go with the flow. Just go with me. All right. So this is some other symptoms. See, first of all, the relationship is not the problem, as we saw before. These are not symptoms of relationship problems. This is a you problem. You coming in with all these problems. This ain't the relationship. The relationship it's a container for what you bring. Relationships are not a problem. Relationships are not hard. People are the problem. People are hard. People are inflexible. People are broken, not relationships. The relationship is a result of you. Relationships are a picture. It's a reflection of two of you. All right. So here's some more symptoms. The symptoms are not the problem. They expose. And let me go ahead and break this down to you right now. Feeling pain is not bad. For all of you out there who don't want to feel pain, for all of you out there who don't want to feel weak, feelings does not make you weak. It lets me know that you're alive. Feelings let us know that you have a heartbeat. You feel, it's natural to feel. But see, what has happened is you have been so afraid of being vulnerable that you put up this hard exterior. And anytime you feel weakened or anytime you feel like that's being compromised, now you put up this wall. I don't want to feel. Because if I feel, I might get hurt. But the problem is, I don't want to feel, you're not going to get healed. Don't be afraid of getting hurt more. Be afraid of dying and unhealthy. Do you know in the clinic, if you come to get the help that you need, you will become better. A lot of people die year after year, day after day, because they won't get checked up. They die with diseases that they could have been healed for to have a more fruitful, a more healthy, a more fulfilled life. When you don't heal from daddy issues, you will die. Spiritually, emotionally, mentally, or even you at the end of your life, you will die unfulfilled, never meeting your maximum potential. You will die with the sickness that God wanted to take away from you. What kind of life is that to live? When I go, I want to go because I'm just old, not because my body is rid with diseases. Come on. Okay. Feeling pain is not bad, nor does it make you weak. It's an indication that something is wrong. Yet so many of us run from pain. No more running. Let's follow the pain. Let's chase the pain. The same way that y'all chase y'all liquor, because I chased mine. Let's chase this pain. Let's chase it to where it's leading. Let's trace the pain from, if it's in your fingertip, to the nerve. So we can heal that nerve and stop numbing it with medicine. And the symptoms keep coming back. What I want to paint to you is the story of Benaiah in the Bible. Benaiah literally chased the lion into his pit. Now, what audacity does a lion have to be running? How can what is innate, instinctual, to chase and devour start running from you? I want you to chase daddy issues to the pit, to where it lives, and kill it. Same way with David. David looked at that giant and David was like, what's up? Because who are you to defy the name of my God? Who are you to torment my bloodline? Who are you? Daddy issues are tormenting your bloodline, y'all. Daddy issues are tormenting your bloodline. Daddy issues are tormenting your family. It's causing you not to walk in legacy. It's causing you not to be fruitful. It's causing you not to have whole relationships. This is what daddy issues are doing to you. And you got to be like David and be a generational curse breaker. You got to be like David and be like, yo, who is this? Come get your mans. Come get your mans. Because who you playing with? Who you stopping? You stopping my dreams. You stopping my career. You stopping me from believing and loving in myself. I'm about to chase you to your home. Like the lion. Or be like David and cut the giant's neck off and take it home to your family and be like, yo, this is what was trying to come after us. This is what was trying to destroy us. I got its head. No more when you show up in my family. You got to cut your own giant head off. What feeling, what pain is, what is the pain revealing? Where do you feel pain? Why does it feel, what does it feel like? What does it make you do? If you stub your toe, you go say, ouch. You might got to put some ice on it and lift it up. What does your pain make you do? Does your pain make you cuss? Does your pain make you drink? Does your pain make you get high? What does your pain make you do? What do you do to find relief from your pain? Let's stop burying the pain. Let's stop numbing the pain and let's process it. Let's process this pain. Another thing with pain, I don't want to know how well you endure pain. We feel like we're so strong because I'm a woman. I can pull up my bootstraps and I can keep on ticking. But you're breaking. You're broken internally. But you got to show people I'm strong. I'm strong. It don't matter. You're broken. You got a strong exterior, but you like a teddy bear. Inside, you're gushy. Like a jellyfish. A jellyfish can sting, but that inside is gushy. You soft on the inside because you don't have the stamina to stand up against these things. How well you can endure pain and your struggle, love, and how long we can be together does not mark your strength or how strong your relationship is when it's slowly eating away at you. You slowly decaying. You slowly dying internally. You slowly dying in your inner man. Your inner child is still not growing. It's still not becoming. What kind of life is that? When you're repeating the trauma on your inner child that your family did to you. You still don't listen to your inner child. You still don't validate your inner child. You don't give your inner child a safe place the same way that your daddy didn't, the same way that your mama didn't, the same way that your caregivers didn't. You want your inner child to heal. You want to be better, but you don't parent your inner child well. I'm not yelling at y'all. I'm just passionate. All right. So how well you can endure pain doesn't matter. It doesn't mark your strength. It's literally like a pseudo measurement. We feel so we can heal. You aren't defective. You aren't defective. Come on, let's feel that. You aren't defective. Daddy issues will try to make you defective, but you're not defective. You're not damaged goods. You don't deserve to be discounted. We're gonna talk about that on the worth part. Okay, so stop trying to stop the symptoms. If you deal with the root, the symptoms will go away. You don't have to find relief from them. They'll go away when you deal with the real problem. And you call a spade, and you call it what it is, you can get the help you need. So will go away. Or you can't hope the symptoms go away. You can't hope them away. You can't avoid them. You can't suppress them, and you cannot ignore them. Because you've done it before, but how's that worked out for you? Okay. Some more symptoms are you have high anxiety and you have high fear in relationships. All right, so I'm gonna take a breather. Does anybody have like any questions or you have any commentary that you would like to share with me? So I see somebody says, I'm afraid of getting hurt. Girl, you got me sipping tea too. Get your tea. I'm sorry, I didn't tell y'all. Get your pen and your pad. All right? Take some notes. Can't imagine it, but that's some real. Without even saying it out loud, I felt deep. Yeah. Girl, there's so much in there. That was me. It's me. Got to get to it. Yes. Yes. Anybody else before I keep moving? I see that I got a comment that I need to accept. All right, approve. The math ain't mathing. Okay, let's get into it. All right, get back to my notes. All right, so let's talk about this time situation. Like I was listening to Adele because I be in here having a whole concert with myself, and she said, "They say that time's supposed to heal ya, but I ain't done much healing." Hello, yeah, that's my Adele voice. Don't make me sing Tony. If I sing Tony Braxton's, is over. Okay, so here you go. Talk about time supposed to heal. Time heals all wounds. I don't know who said that, and I don't know why they lie like that. Because time don't do nothing but cause more damage if you don't do nothing about the pain. They say that time's supposed to heal you, but you ain't healed at all. You still want him. You still want to call your ex. You're still damaged. You still got all this baggage. You still ain't unpacked. You just still ain't moving. Still. I'm still. Like Tamia and Fabulous, you're still broken. You just, whatever. But let me explain something to you. When you do not heal properly, if you don't heal your pain properly, you will become crippled. If you do not heal your pain properly, you will become crippled. I looked it up. What does cripple mean? Cripple means you healed improperly. If you break your arm, let's do the foot. If you break your foot and you do not go get healed, and you say time's gonna heal me, let me tell you one thing. It's gonna heal, but it's gonna heal broken. Meaning, where you could be unlimited in the way that you move, where you could be like be unleashed and do all of these things that you want to do. Now that your foot has healed abnormally, you can't even walk properly. The whole bone is now damaged because it's supposed to go like this, but it's healed like this. But you're still in pain. Talking about when it rains outside, my bone shit. I don't know what you got going on, but you need to go heal. And they're going to have to break it again to put it back in place. So what's happening in our emotions? Like the woman that for 18 years that was bent over. 18 years in the same position. 18 years looking down. 18 years because she healed improperly. Because her spirit, her soul was open to an infirmity. Infirmity is a spirit of sickness. You know that sickness that you got that the doctor can't really figure out or put a name on it? We don't know what's wrong with you. You might got a spirit you're dealing with because it has been invited by your wound. And you're not healing properly. The woman for 18 years had to look down. 18 years looking down at the ground. 18 years, y'all, 18 years. I'm trying to give me notes to move over, and it's just like giving me a really hard time. All right, 18 years bent over, right? Because she healed improperly. She was crippled. And when we don't heal the longer you take to heal, it leads to more damage. Delayed healing leads to more damage, right? So she's looking down. She can't walk up straight. When you are that traumatized, when you don't get the help that you need, you don't walk up fully in purpose, You don't walk up fully in loving yourself. You don't walk up fully in your self-esteem. You're not walking up fully. You're limited. You can't reach your highest potential. You can't reach your best self because there's a blockage. There's a blockage. I don't know where that note is, but the Bible says, guard your heart with all diligence because from it flows life. What happens when you have a blockage in your veins? When your blood is life, what happens when the blood can't flow? You lose life. We lose in life because we got a blockage. We can't, if you're bent over and your body's stuck like this, you can't do all the things that you want to do. You can't even see new perspectives. You can't even look up and see hope. You're just depressed and sad. And the full function that you would have had, you aren't fully functioning because you're crippled. So why aren't these symptoms just not going away? What have you tried that didn't work? What are your methods? Out of sight, out of mind, or to get better in time? Okay. Child. Okay. It'll get better with time. Uh-oh. Kind of got a little off there. Father time. Excuse me. Any unresolved trauma and pain you do not deal with in your childhood, it's going to show up in your adulthood. Any trauma you don't deal with in your singleness, it's going to show up in your marriage. Any trauma that you don't deal with in your when you're broke and ain't got no money, it's going to show up when you're rich and got it all. It's going to show up in your business, your ministry, your career, and your motherhood. It's going to show up. It's like a whack-a-mole. If you're trying to hit it here, you hit it here, it's going to show up over here. You miss it there, it's going to show up over there. It's going to show up. And if you don't deal with it, it's going to come back to deal with you. I can tell someone who has unresolved trauma by how they show up in the decisions that they are making. Your decision making is a direct result of your confidence, of your belief system. It is a direct reflection of your emotional health. People who are emotionally healthy make really good decisions. People who are low emotionally healthy, low in their self-esteem, don't make good decisions because they're making it for other people or they're making it to fill their void. Temporary fixes for long-term problems. Okay? So low confidence equal poor decisions. And your confidence is built as you trust and love you. Confidence is revealed by how you show up in relationships. Okay? Childhood trauma grows with you and it slays you. It grows up to slay. It grows up to slay. You don't let trauma come in your life and take a front row seat. You let trauma drive your life. You let trauma take, remember we say Jesus take the wheel. You let trauma take the wheel. You let trauma come in and put its feet all on your stuff and go in your refrigerator and go into your bedroom. And I'm talking about spiritually. Now you got trauma in your bedroom with your husband. You got trauma eating with you. You got trauma in your relationships. You got trauma in your fellowship. You got trauma. Your life is riddled with trauma. Trauma views, trauma reality, and it's not even real. If we don't deal with our unresolved trauma, we will inevitably marry our father. You will marry your father if you do not deal with it because he was the pattern. He's the baseline and our brain is wired to go with what we know. Trauma and daddy issues is not just emotional, it's mental, it's psychological, and we carry trauma in our body. That's why we go into the break room. All right. So think about your father in the men that you're dating. Is there any similitudes to the men you're dating? Is there any commonalities, any similarities? Does your relationships remind you of your dad? Huh? So I have my notes here. We tried relationship. We tried numbing the pain with sex. Let's get into it. Yeah, I'm running out of tea. We try to heal it. This is how you try to heal your issues. because you didn't want to go to the doctor, so you try to do it yourself, right? So we try relationships. Relationships fail. We try numbing the pain with sex, with an ex, with the sneaky link. Come on. Yeah, I know the sneaky link is a new thing. We're trying to heal with the sneaky link, all right? You getting high, you're drinking, you're disassociating. I just don't want to feel it. They don't bother me. I'm good. We speaking like I don't need, all right, you good? So you say, you're compromising more of yourself and shunning relationships. And this is what I really wanted to get into. So this one might be long. All right. So let's show up as our best self. When you say you show up as your best self, that means you're showing up as your highest self. And most times I'm gonna start with this. We show up as our best self. And we come into relationships like, I'm going to be loving, I'm going to be supportive, I'm going to support his dreams, I'm going to help him get to where he wants to get to. Like, you have the right idea, but sometimes we cast our pearls to swines. People who cannot cultivate, who cannot steward, who cannot appreciate it because they don't find value in what we're doing. So you gave your best self to somebody who trod all over it, and then you've allowed who has treated you wrong to now dictate your next relationships. The devil is a liar. You've given your best self to those that can't appreciate it. And then your best self starts to diminish. You're not being your highest self when you let people walk all over you. You're not being your highest self when you don't set boundaries to protect yourself. You are not being your best self when you're trying to prove and perform. You may have started out right, but if you allow somebody to treat you like trash, if you allow somebody's bad behavior and toxic behavior to rid itself and live and stay, and they don't get better when you take them back because they say they want you back, but they're not changing, when they manipulate you, when they gaslight you, when they're doing all of these things, y'all, you're not showing up as your best self if you're accepting it. Your best self has standards. Your best self has boundaries. Your best self follows through. You can be helpful. You can be loving. You can be giving. You can buy gifts. You can do your love languages. But if you are allowing somebody to discount you and diminish your worth just to keep them in your life, and you don't know when to walk away, this is not your best self. This is a symptom of daddy issues. When I was trying to put this all together, if I can wrap this whole thing up and I can shut the computer down. My love life sucked because my relationship with myself sucked. I did not know how to value myself. Daddy issues roots itself in our personality. It begins to teach us things about ourselves that are not true. Because as a child, we did not know. We started to fill in the blanks. I'm filling in the blanks of my daddy leaving. I'm filling in the blanks of the divorce. I'm filling in the blanks on why daddy doesn't want to talk to me. I'm filling in the blanks of why daddy doesn't want to come to my games. Your 8-year-old, your 5-year-old, your 3-year-old, your 12-year-old self is trying to make sense of this. That's what your brain is doing to protect you. You're trying to make sense of why your daddy was whatever he was. Why he worked so much. You're trying to make sense of it. And in trying to make sense of it, it's embedded itself in your belief. Daddy issues causes a belief problem. What you believe about yourself, what you believe about God. Do I have any comments? Anybody's talking to me? No, not yet. Maybe y'all are listening. What I believe about myself, what I believe about God, what I believe about money, what I believe that I'm deserving of, your best self. I just had some comments that said I presented my best self. But what happened when your best self was unappreciated? Did you walk away to keep your value, or did you stay and be devalued? All right. So time does not heal. Is what you do with time that heals the wounds. We need the cross, and we need the couch, and we need counseling. We need all of this. You got to do something. Nothing changed until I did something. I was tired of myself. I didn't like me. Yeah, I really didn't like me. There was things that I was coming up in these relationships, and I was like, yo, something has to give. I did not like me. I didn't like how I was showing up. I was tired of getting what I was getting. And I knew, I felt there was like, there has to be more. And there was, but you got to go after it. You can't be here for 18 years. Jesus asked the man at the pool of Bethesda, he said, do you want to be well? The whole time he could have gotten up and walked himself, but he was waiting for, this is for FU heal anyway. He was waiting for somebody to apologize. He was waiting for somebody to come and stir the water. He was waiting for somebody to put him in. He was waiting for somebody else. Waiting for somebody else. Let me tell you something. To go from orphan to son, to go from poverty to abundance, to go from your relationship being a battlefield to a safe place, to go from failed relationships to healthy relationships, to go from insecure to secure is you. It's your decision. The love you want starts with you. The wholeness, the fullness, the happiness in a relationship. You first have to be happy, whole, and fulfilled. You can't want something from somebody that you aren't willing to give yourself. But you don't give it to yourself because you yourself don't feel worthy of it. This is a decision. Doing one thing differently, one day at a time. Write that down. It's a decision. Doing one thing differently, one day at a time. It's three things. You must have desire, you must have decision, and you must have discipline. I desire a better life. I desire fulfilling relationships. I desire to love myself. I desire for my self-esteem to grow. Now make a decision. I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to go to coaching. I'm going to call Tiara and I'm going to set up a one-on-one group coaching. I really want to figure this out. I'm going to go to counseling and I'm going to pray. Prayer ain't going to do it by itself. Faith without works is that you can pray, you can believe all you want, but you got to do something. And then when you don't feel like what we in the decision, I'm going to set my boundaries. I'm going to set my boundaries. And let me tell you something. When you want to come off them boundaries, discipline says no. Keep that same energy. Right? So just because it's scarred doesn't mean it healed properly. Woo! Yes, they lied. How y'all feeling out there? We just did Father Time. Because Time don't hear what I said. What I say? Time supposed, that's good, sis. Hey, sis. Supposed to hear you, but I ain't done much healing. Hey, mommy. Yeah, I love when my mom be in the room. It just makes me feel so good. All right. Whew. I'm having fun. I'm having fun because you about to get healed. Y'all about to get y'all whole life. I'm too young not to know how to use a computer. It's all right. So we've done Father Time. So making daddy issues make sense in how it's jacking up relationships. So the math ain't math. You see the man right here? The math ain't mathing for the man. All right. The same outcome. The same outcome. How many of you looking at your relationship like, yo, this is the same outcome? The same thing. Ain't nothing changing. I'm still getting the same thing. I learned this a long time ago. 1 + 1 will always be 2 until you put something different in. 1 + 1 will always be 2 until you put something different in. Insanity is doing the same thing but expecting different results. And when I was doing this, y'all, I thought about the video game. You know, in the video game, you can like do like different things. And like if you choose this option, then this is the outcome of this, or you choose this one and this is the outcome of this. That's how we live in our life. That's how we live in our life. Like you going down, instead of going down a whole different path that'll get you to the same destination, you steadily trying to go down this path. You steadily trying to sleep with them. You steadily trying to make them love you. You steadily trying to change their mind. And you got different tactics and strategies in that one path when there's a better path over here. What if I jump this time? What if I slide this time? What if I fly this time? Going the same path, trying to do something different in it rather than going another way to the same destination. More than one way to skin a cat. All right? So started with daddy issues, now we here. All right, started with daddy issues, now we are here. Sorry, y'all. So our brain is wired to go with what it knows. So I have to create and live out my new world. Why do I keep choosing? Can you ask yourself? Why do you keep choosing him? Why do you keep choosing men like him? See, we thought that we had a relationship problem. It's a you problem. It's what you go for. It's what you accept. It's what you attract. When I learned that, because I thought I'm like, dang, I'm attracting these people. They keep coming. The problem was, it wasn't necessarily people that were trying to talk to me. It was the people I kept choosing. And we choose based on our belief system. We choose based on our subline. We choose based on the first. And although you may not think about it, but daddy had a big part in how you choose men. Because when you got a good daddy, you want a man like daddy. When you had a dad that wasn't that great, you absolutely don't want a man like daddy. Or you don't think about his impact and you end up with a man like him anyways. Like literally before I started learning all of these things, I was like, why do I like you guys? Like emotionally unavailable men were my zhuzh. That's what I wanted because I was trying to decode them. I was trying to change their mind. Every relationship, I'm trying to change your mind. I never had a relationship where I could just be me, just be free to love. Somebody who loved me back, who wanted me back. I didn't have that. And then as I started to heal, I was like, dang, all the men I date are emotionally unavailable. Dang, they all in and out. Dang, none of them fight for me. Dang, none of them show up for me. It was a pattern. And you can't have a breakthrough till you recognize your pattern. So why do you keep choosing him? Why do you keep lowering your standards? Why do you keep sleeping around when you said, I'm not getting the results I want? Why do you keep doing it? So I felt like I knew him all my life. That's another thing. Because you're familiar, your spirit is familiar because you've known him before, just in another man. Same man, different name. All right. So his same qualities in someone else. How you were loved and treated is what you expect from love. Your first love relationship is the pattern for all the rest of you. Just build on top of it. Or you go to the extreme opposite. How your life was with your family is how your love life will be outside of that. Or I'll never let a man talk to me like that. Or I'm used to a man talking to me like this. So I either submit to it or completely repel it. How they expressed, how they resolve conflict. All of that from your childhood doesn't just go away. It grows with you. It travels with you. It lives with you until you do something differently about it. So you couldn't do anything about how you felt when you were growing up, what you experienced as a kid. But now that you are older, what you would have done then, you practice now. Like then, I couldn't get my dad to fight for me. Yeah, my dad had his own issues and he left for his own thing. And when we get into forgiveness, you'll realize your daddy didn't leave because of you. Ain't had nothing to do with you. Sometimes he'll try to blame you, but it wasn't you. You didn't do nothing. You were a child. The divorce wasn't your fault. The rape wasn't your fault. The molestation wasn't your fault, because what happens when our daddy is not in place to guard, like most homes I live in an apartment, so I have a back door too, but you have a front door and a back door. Mom is supposed to be guarding one door and dad's supposed to be covering the other door. Where there is no dad, mom can't be in both places at the same time. So now there's all of these treasures, which are children in this home, and the enemy sees this and he comes in. He plants pornography. He plants masturbation. He plants incest. He plants these things in the family. He introduces your children to things that they would not even have known about. He introduces them to religion. He begins to deceive them, manipulate them, because your mom can't guard all. It takes two. And where dad is not, you're left vulnerable. So this is what happened. So I couldn't get my dad to fight for me. I didn't know that I needed him to fight for me. I didn't know that I needed him. So now in relationships, when I feel like you're getting ready to leave, this was my symptom. Don't leave me. Please don't leave me. What do you want? How can I do better? Because that's what I would have done if I had the language when I was growing up. But here we are in this relationship. Don't leave me. I'm fighting for you. Fight, flight, freeze. I'm fighting for you. Think about it. Think about what you would have done. And we'll get to this, I think, probably in the coaching program if you join the program. But in this, what were some things in your life that you wanted your dad to do, or you wanted to say to him that you couldn't say then, that you do now? So X plus Y will always equal failed relationships. So now you have to figure out, what do you want? I'm a math genius. Okay. Yeah, I love math. So I remember having to solve for Y. Okay. So you have to, if what you want is successful relationships, you have to go back and figure out what to put in it. So you can't just put me and him in it. Me and him broken, me and him unfulfilled, me and him without God. You're not going to get the relationship you want. Back into it. I want a successful relationship. I want to successfully date. I want to love me. I want to have the love in the life that I desire. So now work backwards. What does that take? It takes you. It takes healing. It takes self-love. And it takes a relationship with God. That's how you get new results. You get new outcomes when you put new things in. If you keep putting the same things in and you keep getting the same thing, something needs to change. Or you have incongruent behavior, the outcome. So you will tell people, I don't want this, like, or let's say this, I'm not angry. Like somebody did something to you, like, oh, it's okay. I'm not mad. It's all right. But inside you're raging. You're upset. You wish you could say more. You have incongruent behaviors. Make this make sense. Or your response does not match what happened because you're triggered. Your mind has no sense of time. So here you are responding in this relationship. You're physically present here, but your spirit, your emotions are still fighting with your dad, or still fighting with your ex-husband, or still fighting with the past situation. You're not present. You say that you're here. You're marked present, but your mind is not here. So who's in this relationship with the person that you're dating? Is it your 30-year-old self, or is it your 12-year-old self? Do you still do temper tantrums? Are you mature in your relationships? Can you articulate your what you want, what you need? Or are you mad, shutting down, walking off? Okay, so you seem as if you're present, but your mind is responding at the age you are trapped in trauma, arrested development. Who's showing up in your relationships? Our trauma and family origin shapes our value of self, leading to a continuation of that lens into our adulthood. Because I was trying to, as I was studying this, make it make sense. Why am I in my adulthood dealing with my childhood trauma? Because it didn't go away. You got to do something about it. You have to heal the trauma. You have to heal what is done. You got to heal the damage. All right. So, continued. The relationship doesn't heal, it exposes. Take what it exposes and make it work for you. Child, what is this lie? What are we on? Okay, the same outcome. Okay, so continue. The relationship doesn't heal, it exposes, takes what it supposes and make it work for you. Same outcome, because you're choosing to see, you're choosing not to see anything better or differently. How many of you have stayed in relationships because you believe that there was nothing better out there, or believe that he is the prize? Listen, that'll keep you trapped. The relationship is a dependent variable. It changes based on you. You are the one that changes for the relationship to become better. If it's not adding up because you're choosing to see what you want to see and not what's present, you're ignoring all the red flags, and you're wondering why you keep ending up with the same people or your relationship keep failing. You're only seeing your head guy and his potential for who he can be, but not who he is becoming. Y'all. It's real if you let it be, okay? It's real if you let it be. Because this was me. I stayed longer. Y'all, so is this the one about the rats? Let's get into the rats. So there's a story I read on Facebook, y'all. It was like white rats inside of a garbage can. They put the rats as an experiment in the 1950s into this garbage can. I think this is for day 2, but day 3, but I'm gonna share it with you. So they put the rats into the garbage can, and they were treading, and just when these rats were treading and starting to drown, they pulled the rats out. They let the rats rest for a couple minutes, and then they put the rats back in. And they asked, how long do you think that these rats lasted this time? How long did these rats last this time? 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes? How long do you think that these rats lasted? Y'all, the survey said these rats lasted 60 hours. The first time, 15 minutes, they're starting to drown. They were treading, starting to drown. The second time they put them back in, they lasted 60 hours. Why? Why do these rats last 60 hours this time? Hope. Hope that they would get rescued like they did the last time. While the people who were experimenting on them went to sleep, they left. The rats still treading. While your man at home resting, while you at home spinning your wheels, because you hoping it's going to get better, you hoping things are going to change, you holding out for hope. Hoping that it get back to where it used to be. And that's why you stay in a relationship longer than you need to. Hope. Hope deferred makes the heart sick, the Bible says, which causes more trauma. You already ain't healed from your daddy trauma. Now you got more trauma on top of your trauma. The love you want starts with you. A whole, happy, fulfilling relationship begins with you. If your relationship is an idol, it will always disappoint you because it cannot fill, complete, or repair. If you are going into a relationship, here's your relationship clinic, okay? If you're going into relationships expecting him to fill you, you've already failed. That's too much pressure on a person. Overworking a machine will cause it to break down. If you're overworking him to love you, give you validation, give you reassurance, let you know how much you're loved, how much you want it, he's going to break down. And guess what? When he's not giving it to you and you're overworked because you're trying to get all of this from him, you're going to break down too. If you continue to have bad luck with men, chances are it started with the relationship or lack thereof with dad or a significant male figure. From your childhood, trace it back and fix it. Forgive there, and then you will get results. Make the failed relationships and all we talked about make sense by processing and exploring and making changes. So let me play this video for you. So basically, that was Ayana Van Zant. She said, we try to get people to love us. And that's what I did. I tried to get these men to love me. Please love me. I'm worthy to be loved. This is a you problem because you should be filling your love tank so much that even if he chooses not to love you, you'll be okay. Breakups are not supposed to break you or break you down. If the repairs on your relationship are worth more than the relationship itself, you have to make the decision if you want to stay in it. But if you begin to heal and he begins to see this, or he starts to heal too, we need some receipts for his healing too. And you go after the men that are actually for you and you see how people love and you decide to still participate, it's nobody's fault but your own. It's time to unpack the wounds. All right, so this is what we're doing for the next 4 days. Unpack the wounds, identify the lies, the patterns, the triggers, your fears, your negative thoughts. Make the connection, heal and love the inner child. Know your storyline, your narrative, what you live from, your belief system. Rescript it. Make room for true love that adds life, not sucks the life out of you. Okay? Okay. Last but not least, this is how we're wrapping it up. Homework time. So for all of you on Facebook that enjoyed this and you want more because you realize, listen, I got some issues in my heart, go ahead and join us at my issue. Can you put this in the thing? bit.ly. I'm gonna write it too. Hold on. Shanice, I'm so glad that you are here, friend. I'm so really glad. There's so much more in store. The relationship clinic, friend. bit.ly/the relationship clinic. All right, so it's homework time. I got some homework for y'all. All right, so I want you to write your symptoms out. 3 things. Write your symptoms out. You need to figure out where you are. Like if you go to the mall, there's the map in the center or wherever the map is, and it says you are here. Where are you? What symptoms of yours are present? Step 2, write out the outcome you desire and describe it in detail. Write the vision and make it plain. I want you to tell me what you want your love life to look like, what you want your relationship with God to look like, what you want your money to look like, and what you want your relationship with, I think, yourself and others in your dating relationship. What do you want it to look like? So you are here. What do you want? One thing that we struggle with, and this is going to be another homework assignment, we struggle with telling people, what do we want? What do you want? I remember when I was praying one time, I was telling God the man that I wanted, and he said, so why you keep accepting the ones that aren't like that? Ouch. Do you even know what you want to articulate it? So write out what you want, your desired destination. Third one, what are your beliefs about yourself, dating, God, and money? What are your automatic thoughts? What do you think when you first think about yourself? What do you think when you first think about your dating relationships with men? Are men no good? Because our mind generalizes, right? Our mind is trained to generalize things. Okay? What are your automatic thoughts and feelings about God and your automatic thoughts and feelings about money? Money can also be opportunities, wealth, prosperity, abundance, these things. All right, so that was night 1 of the Math Ain't Mathin'. I'm so excited, y'all. I thought it was great. It was great to me, if I do say so myself. Let me make sure that I said everything that I needed to say here. Oops. Let's see. It's bit.ly/the relationship clinic. The relationship clinic. Y'all like my presentation? Oh, I think this is the last one. Symptoms plus time plus work equals a new outcome. Who you want and who you accept is based on what you believe about yourself. Daddy's absence or emotionally unavailability planted some beliefs in our heart, and we live from our beliefs. You don't think about what you believe, and that's why I want you to write out your beliefs as well. Is that like 4? Did I write that down? Write out your beliefs. What you believe about life. Just write out your beliefs so you can figure out what you're living from, and then we'll break those down. Also, we weren't told anything different from, and our beliefs were reinforced with evidence. Beliefs shape our personality, our lives, our decision making. Do you want to know that one thing growing up, I was always told I was beautiful and I was told these things, but I was never told how to be in a relationship. I wasn't taught this. I wasn't taught my value in relationships. I was just told, don't sleep around, don't have your body all in the streets, or everything was, to protect me from having children out of wedlock or different things like that. But I wasn't taught how to show up in relationships. I wasn't taught how to be loved and different things like that. So, yeah, it's something that you have to be taught. You have to learn how to be loved properly. You just don't wake up and you're loved properly. You have to be taught this. And I was taught how to be loved properly as I started to study. And I started to study. I started to hear videos, and I was like, oh, I can ask for that? Oh, I can have that? Oh, no, I can get that? And that's how it all got started, and even healing and different things like that. So that is all my notes, you guys. I have had a absolute ball with you guys. This was amazing. Thank you, sis. Invite a friend. If you know anybody who needs to heal, if you know anybody who got daddy issues or failed relationships, whatever the case may be, invite them on over to the relationship clinic. We'll be back at it again tomorrow and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday at 7 p.m. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? It was great. Thank you, Charlene. I had such a good time with you guys. If there are none, that's it. That's all I have. So love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow.